It's been a couple of weeks since I was here last. It's a bit rainy today, never mind. I've gone ahead and finished off the roller part of the drawers. Now of course, to get the plywood I needed for this, I had to actually put this door in first. So that's been done. I've just done it the same way as the other cupboards, putting a surround or putting a full sheet on there, cutting the door out and then hinging it, and I'll do a skin over the top to make it look like the other cupboards in here. But what I want to do now is to start unclamping all of the drawer fronts. They've been in the clamps now for a couple of weeks, so they'll be well and truly ready to have a look at. Hopefully not all stuck together on one big block, but I guess we'll find out. So here it is, all still clamped together. Let's take it over to the other bench. Sun's come out, which is nice. You can see what we're doing a bit better. So hopefully everything's not stuck together in between the layers. Of course you can always put paper in between the layers if you're a bit worried about the glue creeping around, but I didn't really have anything. Alright, moment of truth. Yeah, they're looking good. I was a bit worried that as they clamp together over time, they'll sort of creep and the outside layer will creep too far over. But they haven't done. They're all overhanging slightly, so I can trim them back down to the thicker plywood. So that's going to work really nice. And I've labelled them all, so hopefully that's correct. Right, I'll get the router and we'll trim them. I've got the router all set up, ready to go, so I'm just using a follow bit. It's got a bearing on the bottom, the same distance as the cutters, and so that bearing's just going to follow on the plywood on the back there, and the cutters are going to cut the plywood on the top to the same plane. The trouble is the bearing has a little Allen key or Allen bolt sticking out past it, so it's I've got to overhang it from the table, so I can only do two sides at a time, but that's okay. Beautiful. Now the challenge is just to stick it onto the drawer in the right spot so that they kind of all line up. So they're all nicely sanded and ready to be fitted, but I'm not quite sure how to fit them. So I've got these brackets, and unfortunately I don't have brackets for every one because they were missing one, and they've sent it out to me, and I have got it, I just forgot to bring it out with me. So these are the brackets. They go onto the side here, and there's a bit of adjustability in these brackets, I do believe. So I think the go will be to stick the bracket on and then start on the bottom and pack it off here, and then pack the next one off the one underneath, and so on and so forth. So I think if I adjust that, yeah, it goes up and down. That's nice. Decided to start on this side here because I want to make sure that it's nice and straight against this cutout. And I think my method is, I've got a packer, I've got a bit of aluminium underneath here, which is about 2.5 mil. And I figure if I take the drawers out above it, I'll be able to reach down there and mark where I've got to attach the bracket. Oh, let's see how easy it is. Excuse my butt. Now, if we pull that out and we line it up here where it goes, alright, moment of truth. I reckon that's going to work. So the idea is that the gap will be even up the side, which it looks pretty even, and when it closes, it's sort of closing evenly along the top of it as well. So yeah, it looks pretty good. This is the last drawer, well, the last of this 9, and it goes. It's actually looking really flash, probably a bit too nice for a caravan. Could be some sort of vanity or something, but yeah, pretty happy with the way it's come up. It's been a lot of work, a lot of fiddly sort of work to get everything to line up, and it's still not perfect. The thing is, with the van moving around, it probably never will be perfect. It'll always sort of, the gaps will be adjusting themselves over time, but that's okay. It's easy to readjust if I need to. So that's the drawers. Well, they're not done, so next job will be putting the latches in. I'm going with the silver latches because the company that sent me the wrong colour couldn't be bothered to send me the right ones in the end, so I'm just going to go with the silver. So I'm going to leave the drawers there for a bit. What I want to do is head home soon, but before I do, I want to cut out and glue the outer layer for the cupboard door that I put on today, so the glue can be doing its thing while I'm not here. So it's pretty easy. You just sit the back on here, and well, it's, what is that, 10 mil or something? Yeah, so you just make sure it's 10 mil wider all the way around, and just follow the radius, and we'll cut it out. The other thing I have to do is there's a bit of a warp and a bow in this bit of plywood, and I want the door to sit in there fairly flat. So when I glue it up, I'm going to clamp it to a couple of straight edges, and hopefully once the glue dries it will hold it straight. If it doesn't, I might have to screw an aluminium bracket on the inside of this door just to keep it from bowing. So this is a very important bucket, and this is a very important green lid. These are actually the templates I've been using every time I do a radius. So that's my smaller one and that's my larger radius. There's about a 10 mil difference between. Get rid of the screws because I need that side of it. And so I just use that to get all of my curves uniform throughout the van, like so. Get it roughly in the right spot. I think that should be working. I'll just put something heavy on the back of it here to hold that down while the glue goes off. Okay, that's pretty good. Next time I come out, this will be ready to take the clamps off, give it a final sand, and haven't decided yet if I'm going to paint it or stain it. We're going to wait and see how it looks. We don't want too much wood, so it gets a bit busy inside a small space, but we'll see. Well, it's another day and a gloriously sunny day. A little chill because winter is coming, but gee, it's a beautiful day. I've picked up another piece of ply, brought that out with me today. I think I had enough ply, and I'm pretty sure I do, but now I know I've got enough just in case maybe I make a mistake or something. I've got a little bit back up just to do the finishing touches inside the van. Now, last time I was here, I was gluing up that door, trying to get it to be straight. So why don't we go and see if that's actually worked. So yeah, it still does have a bit of a bend to it just up here. I might put it back in, and if it's bad enough, I'll screw a bit of aluminium on there to rectify it. I'm back to working on the drawers. The drawers weren't exactly screwed off completely. I just had them sort of tacked together just to check it was all going to fit. So I've screwed everything everywhere it can have one, and I've glued and screwed this back joint as well to give strength to the back of the drawer. The next thing to do is to put these catches on. So when I push it in, the little tab comes up, and then when I push it in again, the button flips out, the tab's down, so you can use the drawer, and when you go to travel you push it in, locks the drawer, and away you go. I've been doing lots of careful measuring because I don't want to bugger up the front of my drawers that I've spent so long making look nice. So I've done a few tests as you can see, and I think I've figured it all out. Yeah, so all that's left to do is really drill some holes straight through the front of my nice drawer fronts, and hopefully everything's okay. My worry is that the spade bit's going to split the back of this timber out, so I'm hoping if I drill down into a bit of timber, it should stop that happening. Also, the size of this collar is really weird, like it's 26 or just a bit over 26 millimeters, which is a dumb size because spade bits don't come in that size. You get 25 or an inch size for doing doors, and then this is a 28, which is the largest one I've got, so the collar's going to fit in there a little bit loose. I might just have to glue them all in. Okay, moment of truth, here goes. Yes, the back didn't split out, that's great, that's exactly what I wanted. As you can see, all of the knobs are on, which makes opening and closing them a lot easier, but I can't lock them yet because there's nothing for the latching mechanism to go into. Now I had a bright idea. It came with these little metal brackets that are supposed to hang down inside the drawer cavity, which then the latch latches behind, but I don't want any metal brackets sticking out into that area because things can get caught on them. I don't think it's a very good idea. So I'm going to use my biscuit machine. Now the biscuit machine is essentially a blade strapped to an angle grinder, I guess, and as you push the machine against the work, the blade comes out and cuts a groove into the workpiece. So you can see there's one I've cut a groove into, and I've set the distance back from the guide so that all I have to do is figure out the center point, which I can do just by looking, and then remove the drawer, put this on and go, and it should work. Let's try it. So that's the center line there. So I've just cut a elliptical groove in there, so it's deeper in the middle part of it here, so it should be deep enough for the latch to latch. Yeah, it's closed. Perfect. Yeah, that's good, and there's no little annoying metal thing sticking down, just flush underneath. Now I haven't put the surrounds in yet because I want to oil these faces, and the surrounds are going to need to be glued in so that they're not like loose like they are now. So I'll leave them off until I've oiled the face and made it all pretty, then I'll glue these on. But with these in place, that should sit flush. Yeah, it does, that's nice. that's done. Well, except for the staining. It's just never ending. However, I expected to get a bit further today, but yeah, these knobs have really taken me all day to install. There's a bit of time left for the day, but what I want to get onto next is the drawer that's going to go above the fridge here to make use of that space. I need to build a box that the drawer sits inside so that the drawer's isolated from this compartment, because it'll be a gas powered fridge and I can't have the gas coming. If it leaks, it has to be sealed in that back there, so the drawer's going to have to be sealed as well. Yay! Cool. Next is to make at least a three-sided box up to the underside of the bench. And there we have it. A receptacle for the drawer. It looks quite wide. Did I make it too wide? Nope, that should be right. So let's just go see if it fits before I fit the drawer to this. Yes. Oh, lovely. It's a good feeling when you get something right. So at the back, there's got to be a rail running along to sit the bench on. I'm going to make this box flush with the underneath of the bench and that rail at the back, and then I can screw through the back here into that rail and hold the back of the box, and the front will I'll just screw straight through the front here and fill over them like I've done with the other stuff. Well, I think that's it for me for the day. Sun's going down. I might end this video here. The kitchen drawers are mostly in, so that's been a pretty good effort. I haven't really built drawers like that before, so I'm pretty pleased with the way it's gone together. Anyway, stay tuned. More fit out to come in the next video. Thanks for watching.